March of 1957, delegates from two of Ontario's biggest labour federations voted to merge under a single banner, the Ontario Federation of Labour. The OFL was 500,000 strong, representing more than a third of Canada's organised workers. The first OFL president, Cleve Kidd, charted a course toward a more representative and effective trade union movement. Through its first 2 decades, the Federation held the hopes of a generation of workers, families, and communities hungry to climb out of poverty and to actively participate in creating a more progressive society for all. The new OFL tackled some of the most divisive challenges of the day: racism, anti-Black and anti-Jewish segregation in public facilities, housing discrimination against Chinese and other minorities. Those were at the top of the agenda. Wages too. The OFL was instrumental in organizing for a national minimum wage in check with inflation, full employment, and job safety. In 1960, the OFL led the fight against the exploitation of immigrant workers who lost their lives and were injured on the job at alarming rates, and who also faced extreme poverty and joblessness. The OFL pushed for and won partnerships with government on public and cooperative housing, on labour and higher education, and thus lifted thousands out of poverty. The other key struggle in the OFL's early years was the dogged, multi-year push for Medicare at local and provincial levels. This would eventually become universal health care in Ontario. David Archer was the OFL's second president. He served from 1958 to 1976, leading Labour's support for the formation of the New Democratic Party, which was a political force to bring social justice concerns to Parliament. Into the 1970s, the OFL built its community connections, educating on media, pollution and the environment, on lobbying for public health centres in local areas. The Federation also responded to the rise of women in the union movement and in the workforce, where they had grown from 28% to more than 35% of workers. 1975 was the United Nations International Women's Year, and at the OFL, union women organized to gain a greater voice within the Federation. That activism continues within the union movement today, and with the 1976 election of Cliff Pilkey, union women had a strong advocate for change.